Alright guys, we're going to focus in on two things today. Absolute value is a new graph. As you can see, it's going to be a parent function, but it's with the absolute value symbol. So you might want to write down these 5 new points. Just the -2 to 2 on the x values, and then when you go through and try to find out the absolute value of -2, that's just going to be +2 because it's 2 units away from 0. So you can plug all these in if you don't trust me that these are the 5 points. And the other difference from absolute value to quadratics is instead of a U shape, we are going to get a nice V, or a crappy looking P, because that's how I drew it. So that's one of the things we're focusing in on. Just make sure everything you do is the same as what we did for quadratic. So if it's inside, it's the opposite operation. If it's outside, it's affecting the y value. Inside affects the x value. The one thing we are going to start working on is domain and range. Since you can take the absolute value of any possible number, we would say x can be any real number. It's just that little double R, or you can write out all real numbers, but we want you to write it x such that x equals all real numbers. That's always going to be the case for absolute value, and it's always going to be the case actually for quadratics. And then the y values, it's pretty much the same. It's going to change just a little bit. It'll be y such that y, and then we're going to have an inequality. So our graph, if you take a look at our graph, is above 0, right, on the y-axis. So it's always going to be actually the k value, but our graph is at 0, and everything is above 0 according to the y-axis going up, so we would have greater than or equal to. If it was flipped down, you would be less than or equal to, because everything would be lower than. You just have to find out its lowest point or its highest point. So let's take a look and try our first one here. We're going to do x, absolute value of x plus 4. We would take a look at the numbers. X is on the inside by itself, so the x value doesn't change, and that plus 4 is on the outside, so it's going to be a vertical change, and we don't do opposite because it's outside. So that would be our rule. Our verbal is a vertical translation, and it's vertical because the 4 is on the outside, 4 units up. So what we're going to do to come up with our new points is our x values are staying the same. So we have -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and we're going to take and add 4 to all of the y values. So we have 6, 5, 4, 5, 6. I'll graph this new one in blue. So we were at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 5, 6. Make your V. Life goes on. Now the one thing that we are going to add in is the domain. Again, domain is always all real numbers. And now for the y value, we're going to do y such that y, and our graph is opening up, so we are going to be greater than or equal to, and our bottom out spot is right here at 4. So we are going to be y is greater than or equal to 4. Our graph is everything above 4. So that's with a vertical translation. And the next one we have will be a horizontal translation. So we're going to do x, absolute value of x minus 3 in parentheses, and a rule, since it's on the inside, is going to be x, and it's opposite the inside, so we're going to do plus 3, and there's nothing on the outside, so we'll do y. And then we'll take our original points, and the y values are all going to stay the same. So that's going to be 2, 1, 0, 1, and 2. But what's going to happen is all of our x values are going to be added 3. So -2 plus 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And really all that happens is our graph gets shifted 1, 2, 3 units to the right. So all the points get shifted 3 units to the right. Get our graph. And then talk about domain and range. Domain, again, is all real numbers. The range is going to be y such that y is greater than, because our graph is opening up, and since we didn't move vertically up or down any, it's still going to be at 0. So go through, work on these problems. I'll give you the evens for homework tonight. Actually, we'll do the odds for homework tonight. I lied. Do the odds, and we'll see you guys on Friday.